What's going on, guys? It's Nathan from TP Game Boys here, and we're bringing you a group commentary, something we haven't been doing for a while, and it feels nice. We're going to start doing it again, a whole lot more, because we notice that you guys like to see us as a group. So today we're talking about something that's a little bit of a touchy subject, I guess you would call it, because a lot of people have different views on it. We're talking about music, so I'm going to hand it off to Jimmy. We'll see what he has to say, and then we'll get everyone else's views. Jimmy?
Yeah, guys, Jimmy here. And music, like I said, I like to do commentaries that are personal to me that, I can share with you guys some of my own personal experiences. And music is a big one. Music is something that has always played a huge role in my life. And I love music. I really do. Music is one of those things that's got me through my dark times, got me through, a lot of stuff in my life. At one point when I was a lot younger, 7th, 8th grade, I was in a pretty dark place. My parents were always fighting. They're not anymore. They're a lot better now. My grandparents were sick. I didn't have a lot of friends. And it kind of sucked. I'm not going to lie to you. My life wasn't, the way I wanted it to be. And my life's a whole lot better now, thanks to, my outlook on life, thanks to music. And I have a lot of different artists to contribute to that across multiple genres, whether I'm listening to, Billy Joel or, I don't know, AC/DC, Queen. Then you hear that, oh, you listen to old music? No, I listen to Eminem, The Script. I listen to this, he's a Christian rock artist named Colton Dixon. I listen to a whole lot of different music, and it's a vast, vast, vast library of music, and that's what I like about it. Music really gets me to feel, and I always feel. I'm not gonna pretend that I am one of those people who doesn't feel emotions, but it gets me to take those emotions and it amplifies them because it gets me excited when before a game. Of maybe not even Call of Duty, but say I'm about to do something. When I played football, my pregame music was always important. I had a playlist set up for every different game I'd play, every practice. I had everything always set up because I needed to get inspired. For Call of Duty, I need music playing. For zombies, I need music pumping through my Turtle Beaches to do well. And that's, I don't know, it's a weird conundrum for me. Because you'd think it'd be distracting to have music playing, but it's not. It keeps me going, it gives me energy, and it reinforces me. It tells me to keep going even when things are tough. Workouts, everything. When I'm sad, it's always music that keeps me going, and that's what's important to me about music. So Nathan, I know you have some views about music that are really important. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about that?
Well, do you want me to start out with the contradictory that you that
Yeah,
we
go
had?
ahead, contradict me, dude. Yeah.
Okay, well, Jimmy thinks that sometimes, I guess you could say, I don't want to say this wrongly, but I guess Jimmy thinks that you can't really just listen to music almost. I don't know how to say it. Jimmy, do you maybe want to help me here, honestly?
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I always feel that music should be used to feel. It shouldn't be used as just background noise.
Okay. Well, basically, like you said, a good example, one artist that I like is Flo Rida, and maybe you guys have heard of him, but he's pretty popular nowadays, and he makes songs, I guess you would say are kind of party songs almost. I don't really know how to say that, but I like to listen to that, when I'm having a good time, usually playing Xbox with my friends every now and then, and it's not just him, it's a few other artists, but yeah, that's just my particular view on that. But I'm gonna get into the more serious side of music now. And that's, music, and one of the main things that music reminds me of is that, when you're going through a hard time, that everybody's gone through that. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people have had that. And people can relate to that when you are listening to a sadder song or, maybe even a happier song when you're going through something rough and you can jump over that hurdle. And, when you're going through a hard time, and you throw on that sad music, it helps you feel better every now and then. But sometimes, you can listen to, say you go through a hard time, say, one of your friends dies or something. And I'm not necessarily saying that it's the worst idea to go listen to music, but some people will listen to music and they'll listen to, a sad band or whatever for 4 days, in their room, and they won't do anything. They'll not have any connections with the outside world for a long time, and they'll just depend on it. And I think that's the way you shouldn't look at it. I think it should be used as more of a short-term way of getting over things and reminding yourself that everybody goes through that thing. And you
world
can get
that's
over
ending.
it because it's not the end of the world, and people go through it and they get over it, and life gets better all the time. And sometimes you're going to go through a rough phase in your life, and sure enough, if you just stick your head up and get through it, then you'll be at a much happier place in your life, and you just have to stick through it. And that's what music tells me. So Spencer probably has the most views on music. Spencer should be good. So you guys can listen in on that. I'm going to give him plenty of time. So, all right, Spink.
So, my music in general is completely my life. My biggest goal in life is to become a musician because I look up to them in every way because it's like, oh, they've made it. They've tried their hardest to do something and they got their shot. And I look up to them the most. Now, I have a broad horizon of music. I listen to anything. I don't really mind it. But what I usually listen to is more on the hardcore, like metal, rock, like heavier rock with screaming and stuff. And what has really always like a bit ticked me off is how people stereotype against the people that listen to it, saying like, oh, they're emo, they're scene, there's something along those lines. And it's like, just because you don't listen to the music doesn't mean you do some of the things that are some part of the stereotypes. Like, say like, oh, you listen to like, I listen to a band called Slipknot, and their message is
Graphic.
Pretty much, yeah, it's very graphic. Their message to like, don't take crap from people constantly and don't put up with it. Be your own person and stand up. And like people call me like, oh, you're an emo kid, like you cut yourself. No, just because they scream, and maybe you're not able to like understand what they're saying, doesn't mean it's still not lyrics. Because depending on the artist, like some of the more hardcore, like death metal, thrash metal, like you can't understand the screaming, but you can, in your mind, like after you listen to the music for a while, you get adjusted. And some people that don't usually listen to music, oh, this is garbage. Every music has its message. You may not be able to understand the message and the message of the band, but there's still a message. And just because they're screaming doesn't mean it's garbage. And some parts of the screaming has its own melody, like, say, Slipknot, for instance. Their lead singer, Corey Taylor, in their earlier stuff, like, it screams a lot, but it still has the melodic style to it to where you can tell what he's saying. And maybe some people aren't able to understand it. Doesn't mean it's still not words, because when you look at the lyrics, there's still lyrics to it. It's not just, oh, rah, rah, rah. No, there's actual lyrics to it. And then people are like, yeah, I can't understand it. It's garbage. It's really not. And like, I could say the same for, like I said, I do listen to all kinds of music. And like, say you listen to Bob Marley, people could characterize you as a stoner. I don't get why. Say you do smoke marijuana and you do listen to the music. It doesn't mean everybody is a stoner. I do like Bob Marley and I do like some of his music. That doesn't mean I'm a stoner. I do listen to hardcore music and metal music. Doesn't mean I'm emo. Doesn't mean I cut myself. And I guess that's really what has always taken me off about people and music, is that they stereotype constantly about your type of music. Now, music itself, I guess it does make a part of you. And like, the genre that you listen to, maybe it adds or shows some emotions that you're feeling, or some times that you're going through. That's completely understandable. Because...
Right, Spink. Yeah. Well, thank you, Spink, for your very drawn-out interpretation of music, but we're out of time. So thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Like it if you like it. Bye.